And we haven't done this in a little while, so I hope you'll hang in there with me for a few minutes today. 2 weeks ago, the state issued new guidelines related to visitors in the long-term care side of our community. So that's assisted living, memory support, and the nursing home side. And that new guideline, really the change is that it allows for limited indoor visitation for folks who aren't able to visit their family outdoors. That might be people who are at the end of life or have a disability or some advanced dementia that keeps them from being able to go outdoors. We're really excited about that because these are the folks who are not only the most vulnerable, but also the most socially isolated. They, our folks who live in their supported living or healthcare environments, they're not able to leave campus. And they've had a very long time between the ability for their family to visit them or their friends to visit them. So any sort of bump up in the flexibility there is great. We're super excited about it, and that will be implemented in early September. Again, on a pretty limited basis. It's the restrictions, which makes perfect sense. The restrictions are there, and they are strong. Screening, masking. The visits would be supervised. There's requirements for hand hygiene and so on. But just the ability to be able to provide people some opportunities they might not have had over the course of the past 6 months are they're great, and so we're excited about that. The state guidelines change got us thinking about the independent side. Right now, we do not allow visitors on the independent side to come into our buildings. So we can have visitors, but it's outside only. This changing guidelines got us thinking about that and reviewing that. The executive directors and Cindy Martin and I have spent the last week or so talking about that. Should we change that? And the short answer is we decided not to for now, for a few reasons. Number one is the weather allows for visitation outside. It's still pretty nice out, and should be through the month of September and early October. Number two is that if outdoor visitation doesn't work for you, your family or friends have the opportunity to come get you, or you go to their house and visit there. And that's, that is still a risk. It's less risk to the whole community because we're not bringing anyone into our buildings. And then the third thing is there are things that are in flux right now. And some of them could be positive influx. We're seeing a lot of positive things happen with testing. Testing turnaround times are lagging right now and probably will for a week or so because all the college kids going back to school, and until the colleges get into a rhythm and the labs get into a rhythm with testing all these kids, that will slow down testing turnaround time. But other neat things are happening with testing. The sensitivity of the rapid test machines has gone up. We have one on order, although we don't anticipate seeing that until probably late October because the federal government has sort of bought up all of them. They're distributing them to nursing homes, but we'll probably be sort of last on the list there because New Hampshire's doing so well. So they started with the hot spot states. The FDA just approved a new test that doesn't even require a lab. It will be a cheap test, $5 a test is their expectation. Still a nasal swab, but no lab required, and kind of like a pregnancy test where there's one line. If you have the line, you're pregnant, and in this case, you have the line. Depending on whether you wanted to be pregnant or not, that could be good news. But in this case, if you got the line, you have the COVID-19 virus, coronavirus, not a good thing. So the point is, positive changes are happening on the testing side. We've been saying all along, if we're patient, science will catch up, and science is catching up. So the reason for not changing our guidelines around indoor visits or indoor dining for now is because, if we can give it 4 more weeks, 5 more weeks, 6 more weeks, science will catch up more, and we'll be in a better place to enter into everything we do in terms of opening up is a little more risk. So if we have something on the science side that helps us mitigate that risk, we're better off. So stay healthy, my friends.